the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black is like day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who that, time to put your hands up. Bingo stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Blue day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounds, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes be tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move close and on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on bottle. Bingo bottle. Never stop it till the beast.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. Still home of the two-time back-to-back AFC North champions, the Cincinnati Bengals. King of the North, baby. All right, guys, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. You guys are unbelievable. I'm at 2,101 subscribers. Again, I appreciate every single one of you guys. So if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you want to support my channel, say something cool, make sure I talk about it, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. So if you're looking for a house to rent, a condo, an apartment, if you have a rental property that you just don't want to manage anymore, give T Properties a shot and they will take care of the rest. And as you know, we got the greatest quarterback in the league. I don't care what anybody says. I'm Who Dey for life, baby. Jackpot Joey, that is my boy. So if you want any of the hats, hoodies, flags, any of that stuff, go to jackpotjoey9.com. We got stuff up there still. If you want any of the beer from Brink Brewery, you can go to Brink Brewery. It's right there in Hamilton Avenue. Get it there. I don't know if they have it on draft still or not because I know it was out because there were so many people who were buying it. But I know you get it there. The cans. It's in a lot of Kroger's, Delhi Liquor, Cork and Bottle, both Jungle Gyms. So if you guys are still interested in the beer, we're still selling it. So make sure you check that out. What is up to everybody in the chat? Let me get some shout outs here. Stranger, you're first. What's going on? Foxy, my beautiful wife, Jennifer. Hello. Pork Chop, what's going on? Nicholas, Kevin, what's going on? Lindsay, Dale Ramey's in there. Ken's in there. Dennis, Jason, what's up? I'll get you up there. What's up? What's up? Excited for next year. Exactly. Mike, what's going on? Stranger, my second favorite season of the year, draft season. That's where we're at. Hoss, my boy, what's going on? And Todd, what is up? All right, guys. So let me do a little explanation there real quick before I get into the game. The reason I haven't done a show the last 2 days, as you know, I went to Kansas City, and I didn't get back Monday till like 7 o'clock, and I was exhausted. So I just didn't. I was too tired to do a show, to be honest. And I hadn't seen my wife in 2 days, so I wanted to hang out with her. So rolling to yesterday, I was going to do a show. I had all the plans of doing, and some stuff happened with my mother-in-law, so my wife had to hurry up and quickly buy a plane ticket to get down to Florida so she can help take care of her family. And since I hadn't seen her in 2 days, I kind of wanted to spend as much time with her as I could and take her to the airport. So that's the reason I haven't done a show the last 2 days. It has nothing to do with being depressed or scared of any Chiefs fans that come at me or any of that stuff. Just life happens. All right, guys. So let's get into this. We will be back next year. I am up to here with Chiefs fans, Chiefs Nation. Travis Kelce, I love you. You are Bearcat. I love you. But daggone it, you guys did not blow us out. And I know I said hashtag Burrowhead, and I deserve all the clap back I get. I was saying it tongue in cheek, whatever. If we won, that was great. It was cool, whatever. But the way you guys are acting, you act like you blew us out by 30 points. Okay. Not only did we have missed calls, not only did we we're missing 3 of our offensive linemen. Not only did we absolutely give you the game, by the way, Joseph Osai had a hell of a game. Give you the game on a 15-yard penalty by Joseph Osai, because I know everybody, they're like, oh my goodness, Patrick Mahomes on one leg ran into a first down so they could kick a field goal. It would have been a 50-yard field goal. The way they were kicking the ball, I don't think they would have tried. So you probably would have had 8 seconds to try to make a pass to get out of bounds and kick a field goal that's closer. Would you done it? I don't think you would have. I think the game would have won in overtime. We literally handed you the game. Handed it to you. So on that play, not only which even Gene Sketchator came out and said this, that there's a hold on BJ Hill that didn't get called. On that kick return, there's a blatant block in the back that didn't happen. There's so many things that did not go our way, and you guys act like you destroyed us. Go watch the game. You beat us by 3 points, the same as we beat you last year. So everybody just calm down. You didn't destroy us. We were, I don't know, a drive away. I mean, if our offensive line is in one piece, you got Jackpot Joey with the game on the line and a healthy offensive line, I'd be very scared. We would be calling it Burrowhead over and over and over and over again. So y'all just need to calm down, go to the Super Bowl, get your ass beat by the Eagles, and then we'll see you next year in Cincinnati for the AFC Championship again. Let's get to the chat, see what you guys got to say about that, because I'm just dying. And I don't type well or fast enough to get all this stuff out on Twitter or Facebook. So that's why I love this. I can just say it. And by the way, Bridget is not going to be able to join me today. She is stuck at work, so it's just going to be you and me. So we're going to be talking in the chat here for a little while. All right. Yep. Matt, you already said that your favorite time of year. All right, let's get to pork chop here. Pork chop here is the NFL can't stop us. We'll be back there knocking on the door and busting through every year. The Bengals cannot be stopped. Who day? Exactly. And that's the thing. It took all of that, everything I just said, for you to beat us by 3 points. You guys, like I said, I love Travis Kelce. He's a Bearcat. But, Burrowhead. Yeah, call it Burrowhead. It's Mahomes' head, or whatever the hell he said. Like, Travis, calm down. You beat us by 3 points. Act like you've been there before. That's one thing. And you guys have. That's your 5th year in a row that you've had the AFC Championship game in Arrowhead. 5 years in a row. You won the Super Bowl twice out of it. So calm down. Just relax. You beat us by 3. That's it. Congratulations. And just for let everybody know, because I know Courtney Britt and Dale Britt did not have a very good time leaving the stadium, apparently, according to Courtney's tweet, that a lot of the KC fans were mean to her, which is just classless, in my opinion. Now, me personally, where we sat, we were up in the sky. The Chiefs fans around us were fine. I mean, we had even walking out, we really had no problem. I mean, when they kicked the field goal, I walked down the stairs, I shook the guy's hands, I said, hey, good luck, good game. We'll see you next year. They said, yeah, most likely. And they kind of chuckled, like, cause they don't think we're going anywhere, because trust me, they were nervous. Like they thought they were going to lose this game. And I said, next year we got to play in Cincinnati. And I said that to somebody else after I went to the hotel and got drinks or whatever. And the guy goes, well, we played Cincinnati. We won't be there. That's fine. Don't come. I said, but that, to me, that's the key for next year. We got to get off to a better start, and we got to get this number 1 seed. All right, let's see here. Yep, exactly. Still love Joe Osai. I mean, look, the kid had a hell of a game. Now, me watching it from up in the sky, I didn't realize how often he got in on Patrick Mahomes. I tortured myself and rewatched it when I got home Monday night. We were, especially that second half, they were constantly calling Joseph Osai's name. So Joseph, yes, he made a mistake. God love, he was trying to stop Mahomes. He was trying. It was a hustle play. It sucks, but I'm hoping he takes all of that anger and everything he has right now, how upset he is with himself, and turns it into fuel to go out there and dominate next year. Because if he can play every game at the level he played in the AFC Championship game, whoo-wee, y'all better look out for our pass rush. We got the H boys and then Joseph Osai coming in too. Dude, I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. Dale, what's up? Jeff, it set a fire under me, but highly agree we'll be back and cannot wait. Exactly. Pork chop here. Do they realize all they're going to do is piss off Jackpot Joey? They aren't going to like a pissed off Jackpot Joey. Exactly. Hilton, I hope Philly crushes them. I do too. I'm an Eagles fan. Look, some people are like, well, don't you want the team that beat you to win the Super Bowl? No, I don't want them to win. Hell no. I want them to get destroyed. I don't want, no, because I'll put it to you this way. I don't even know if it was out there or not, but I got interviewed for Ride Along with Yaz. And they were asking me, is Mahomes versus Burrow, is this the new Brady versus Peyton Manning? And I said, yeah. And then like, well, which one's Brady? I said, of course. I want to say jackpot, of course. Now, I don't want Mahomes to get another Lombardi, and Joe hasn't got one yet. So that's another reason I want that. By the way, shout out to Tom Brady, the GOAT. He officially is retired, which I believe him. I mean, I believed him last year until he came back. But he said for good this time. So shout out to Tom Brady. I mean, he literally played the whole time my son was alive or has been alive. He's not, my son's still here. Anyway, let's see here, Chad. Yes, this is a great point. If our line is healthy, that game wouldn't even been close. They needed all that to win by 3. Dude, Chad, I couldn't say it any better. And that's what's so frustrating about this is we fixed the offensive line. And 2 or 3 guys that we signed didn't make it the whole season. It's so frustrating. But shout out to Jackson Carman. I think he played really good. Kim Energy, not so much. Now, my question moving forward, I was talking with Dale about this on the phone earlier today. Is Jackson Carman, do you cut La'el Collins and either move Jackson Carman to left or to right tackle, or move Jonah to right tackle and keep Jackson at left? Or where I think it's going to happen, they're going to wait and see how it plays out in the draft. But it's a consideration because La'el Collins, he's going to come back from his knee injury. He was never healthy all year. You can cut him, save some money. It's just thoughts. These are thoughts we have in the offseason here. Ken, Osai, future superstar. Absolutely. Yes, Kevin, he did play a hell of a game. Matthew, the Bengals are going to take this loss as motivation to capitalize on getting more TDs on drives next year so the refs don't rig the game against it. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. Can't stop us. And the thing is, like, I am not going to blame the game on the refs. I'm not. I hate doing that. Trust me. There are calls that should have went the other way. I completely agree with that. But with all that, if our offensive line is healthy, Joe's got that ball in less than 2 minutes. I don't think he gets sacked on the last drive. And I think we run the ball better. We could not run the ball. You got to give it up. The Chiefs' defensive line played great. They played better than our offensive line. As far as the game goes that was played on the field between the two teams, that game was lost for the Bengals between the offensive line and the Chiefs' defensive line. By just the play on the field, not the refs, not the 15-yard penalty. We lost that game because their defensive line played better than ours. And that's because we had 3 of our starting offensive linemen out. That's what it came down to as far as the play on the field of the players, in my opinion. Let's see here. Pork chop, what's going on? Bet first game to open the season next season, Cincinnati at Kansas City. What do you think? Well, normally you're talking about Thursday night. Normally, the Super Bowl champs. If you're talking about the Thursday night game, it usually opens the season. Usually it's Super Bowl champs. So I hope not. You know, but they could do it on Sunday night or Monday night. I could see that for sure because I don't want the Chiefs to win. So, Haas, what is going on? What's up? What's up, everyone? I missed y'all, and this show is awesome. Thanks, Haas. Appreciate you, man. Natural, where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. I heard from you, Jeff. How do you think the Bengals will structure Joe's contract? That's a wonderful question. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what Joe wants to do, honestly. I mean, what needs to happen is they need to give him a lot of upfront money and signing bonus so that doesn't go toward the cap. And I don't think it's going to be fully guaranteed. I don't think Joe's going to make the Bengals do that. I think Joe's going to get paid. He could get paid. He could get the highest contract. He could be the highest paid quarterback. Will he do that? I have a feeling that he won't because just of how he said he wants to be here. He wants Zach Taylor to be here. Jamar Chase has said he wants to be here his whole career. Mixon has said it. I think T. Higgins has said it. These guys all know what they have. So, not that they're all going to get paid. Trust me, they're all going to be rich. They're already rich, but richer. But I just have a feeling from what they're saying, they're going to do it so it helps the team. I'm not going to say a Tom Brady contract or anything like that, but that's just from what I'm gathering of what the guys in the locker room are saying. Unfortunately, I don't think Jesse Bates is going to be back. I don't think Pratt's going to be back. The one thing I only think caveat I'll say with Bates is I'm not saying he's completely gone because I still think because he said he wants to be here. He said he wants to be a Bengal. I think he's gotten some bad advice from his agent. He's a great safety. He's going to be a huge loss for the Bengals if we don't re-sign him. I don't think he's going to get the big bag of money that he thinks he's going to get or his agent thinks he's going to get because there's a lot of free agent safeties out there. So that hurts him in that. And maybe he goes out and finds out, okay, I can't get that much more than what the Bengals are offering me. Does he go back and say, all right, let's negotiate something and come back as a Bengal? I don't know. That's the only hope I have. Pratt, I think Pratt's gone. I think they drafted Akeem Davis-Gaither to replace Pratt. I think that's already been there. I know they drafted Dax Hill to replace Jesse, but they got to sign Jesse Bates or they got to sign Bell. They can't let them both go. So it's going to be an interesting offseason. And that's that is the first thing they have to get done. They got to get Joe's contract done. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it's done here within the next month. Just my opinion. Dennis, what's up? I was wondering, what do you think the reason Tom Brady is retiring so he can get a supermodel wife back? I don't know, Dennis. I mean, I was really shocked, to be honest, that he retired now. I mean, if you guys watched his last couple games, he didn't want to get hit. I mean, he was really throwing the ball in the dirt. He did not want to get hit. And I think this season was a lot rougher than he anticipated. And so I really thought he was going to come back, but he said for years he's playing until he's 45. And he's 45. And he went one more year, played to his 45, and now he's done. I believe him. So does he get his wife back? I don't know. She's dating some other guy right now. I have no idea. The refs beat us. The refs didn't help. they will say that. And that's unrealistic to go after Trent Williams. Yeah, we had so many guys. That's things. I don't see us. I don't see the Bengals signing a lot of big-time free agents like we've done the last couple of years. We have so many of our own guys to sign plus the draft. So maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. Ken, what's up? 52 million people seen this game, and the nation knows what we know. This team is good. Exactly. Again, and Who Dey Nation. When people come at you, which they're going to, say, and they act like we got crushed. Like, are you serious? Like we lost by 3 points. We had to play against the refs. We had to play against in Arrowhead. We had to play in that cold. We had to play without our top 3 offensive linemen. We had to play half the game without Tyler Boyd because I still don't know what happened to Tyler Boyd. I haven't heard anything. He didn't play the whole second half of the game, and the only reason they got the field goal is because we gave them a 15-yard penalty. That's it. I'm like, so I don't know what you're chirping about. Yes, you won. Congratulations, you won. You beat us by 3 points. That's it. And literally, we gave you the field goal. Let's see here. I hope we'll be back. But yes, we will be back. There's my wifey. What about Tom Brady retire? He has $374 million contract for 10 years of Fox Sports. Yeah, exactly. I mean, $374 million. So this guy's got more money. His grandkids ain't gonna freaking spend it. I'm like I said, I told you I was surprised. What I'm hoping is he's got this contract. I say go in the booth and call the Super Bowl. I have always been a Brady fan. I respect him. I just what he's done has been once in a lifetime career. I don't know if we'll ever see that. I mean, well, Joe Burrow is about to do the same thing, but saying the tongue in cheek, I hope he does the same thing. But I hope he goes and he calls the Super Bowl. I just think that would be interesting to see how good he's going to be. I think he's going to be really good at it, just to listen to him talk about his mindset going to different plays and different stuff like that. Hopefully he shuts the hell up and doesn't gush over Patrick Mahomes like Tony Romo would. Like, oh my goodness, then he's going to get annoying. Stranger, if we will let Collins go, how do we have enough cap to sign someone good? Well, that's what I'm saying. I think if you're letting Collins, I think it depends on the draft. That's what. Hi, Kevin. I think it depends on the draft. If there is a tackle there that we can get, that's where I think you do that. And I think the other option is you move Jonah from left to right, and you have Jackson Carman as your left, or vice versa. That's where I'm at. Which they're probably going to keep him, see how he does. I mean, look, if Lowe comes back and he's nice and healthy, he's a really good right tackle, but he was not healthy all year. His back hurt him. Now he's coming back from an ACL, so we'll have to see. Who did Joe? What's going on? I think Geischeck could go for cheap, given how poorly he was used this past year. I love to have him, and I can't. If we can't resign Hurst, I want Hurst back. Oh yeah, dude, I'm with you. We got to sign Hayden Hurst back. That's another thing is, I know money talks, but Hayden Hurst is third different team in 3 different seasons. He wants to stay here. He might not cost us a whole lot to keep him. I mean, he might not. I don't know, but we'll see. Joe, again, I don't think cutting Collins would save much cap space. From my understanding of how the contract is structured, yeah, it's not. It wouldn't. It's a 3-year contract. I mean, it wouldn't save a ton. I'm more of just like is Jonah Williams or Jackson Carman a better option than Lel, because Lel has been injured a lot this year and he come back from an injury. That's the biggest thing I'm talking about. As good as Jackson Carman played, do they trust him to do this consistently enough? And that's like not up to me. I knew this earlier today. I don't remember now. It's going up a lot. I know that. I don't know. We got big TV money coming in. Greg Graves. I'm late jumping on Who Day. I love this team. We'll be back next year. Absolutely. Pork Chop. Bengals need to focus this offseason on signing Ron Tobert. That guy has beat us in our last 2 championship games. Just get the juju. Get him on our side. Stranger. I know Cuddy Collins won't save much money, but we have enough overall. I might be right. Somebody in the chat can look this up. I think we had the 4th highest cap space in the league. I think I read that somewhere. I'm not sure, but I think that's what I read. If I'm right or wrong, please somebody put it in the chat. Next year the Super Bowl is in Louisiana. No, next year the Super Bowl is in Vegas. Now, which is in Louisiana? That would be a lot. nicer. Okay. All right. Thanks, Joe. He said we had the third most cap space array. So there you go. So, I mean, that's right there. That's right there. That's huge. So we got a lot of money, but they still have to be smart with it, and that's where I'm hoping the players, they all say they want to be here. Well, you got to help us out, and so we can get everybody signed and gotta get our draft picks in and all that stuff. Dustin, what's going on? Another year with O-line issues. Sorry, that right beginning of the statement there. Yes, O-line issues because they got injured. I mean, we weren't saying this last week against Buffalo, so it's not issues. We got guys that got hurt. They're going to be back. Like, just say all three of them come back, and that'll be all. They already played for almost a whole year together. If you had the same guys come back next year that have played almost a full season together, that continuity and everything is going to be there. That wasn't at the beginning of the season. So I don't necessarily agree to have O-line issues. I think every year you can draft an O-line person, guard, tackle, something. Issues, I don't think that. But let's get to the rest of it. I thought the starting five was just okay. Running game still such a huge issue. Could shake it up. O-line coaching makes sense. Now, sorry, Dustin, I don't agree with any of that. I think Frank Pollock has done an excellent job. I think we got injured. And like I said, last week we ran the ball great against Buffalo. Our offensive line played great. They just didn't do it against a better offensive line because we had back, and it was mostly the right side. Let's say you have a healthy Love Collins and a healthy Kappa in there. I don't think they get to Joe five times. I just don't. So you could bolster the offensive line with depth, better depth pieces. That's what you can do. But I don't really consider it starting O-line issues because we have a good starting O-line. Ken, looking forward to seeing the leap by our rookies on that D-line. Exactly. From Carter Osai, even though it was his second season, but he missed. Yeah, it was basically Osai's rookie year. I mean, it was basically his it wasn't because he got injured in his first preseason game last year when he sacked the goats. A stranger says Cap is up like 16 million to 2024. That's awesome. So it's going to be a big gap. There you go. There's Houday. We have 43 million in cap to spend 224 million total. We have a lot of money. We have a lot of guys that need to be signed. Let's just go through the one on the top of my head. You got Joe, that are not free agents. You got Joe, you got to sign. You got Logan Wilson, you got to sign. You got T, you got to sign. They're not free agents yet, but you got to sign them. Free agents, you got Jesse Bates, Von Bell, Jermaine Pratt. I think Mixon might be on there. Those are big pieces that we have to sign. So you sign them or you don't. I don't know where we're at. So yes, we have a lot of money out there, but we have a lot of people that are our own people that we're going to have to sign, plus whatever we draft. So that's where I'm like, I don't know if we're going to go out and we're not going to be as big players of free agency as we have been the past couple of years. We don't need to be. I mean, to be honest, people, if our offensive line is healthy, we win this game. I really do. If our offensive line is healthy, we win this game. I think you could try to get some better depth pieces. But that's funny, I say that. And then last week, I'm like, wow, our depth pieces on our offensive line played great, against Buffalo. It was just a bad matchup for our offensive line versus their defensive line. It's football, man. Unfortunately, we're not going to win all of them, and we only lost by 3 freaking points. Let's see, Mike. What do they do with Apple? Some love him, some hate him. My opinion, I think they're going to move on from him. I think Cam Taylor-Britt has proven that he's a starting cornerback. I think Chidobe will be back. I could see them drafting somebody in, first or second round because you're going to have to. Because you're going. Hopefully, you got Bates and Bell are both free agents, so you got to draft somebody in the secondary. So there could be a big secondary draft for the Bengals this year. Maybe I'm wrong, but his whole tweets and everything, I didn't think he's going to come back next year. Maybe he will. I mean, I like Eli Apple. I wish he'd shut up sometimes on his Twitter. So we'll see. Actually, yeah, We did extend DJ Reader. I completely agree with that too. DJ Reader, I've said this a million times. I told you, Jerome, at the tailgates, he is the straw that stirs the drink here. I mean, he is the best run stopper we have on this team. All right. Final feast. Possible signings. That would be awesome. Chase Young, Justin Jefferson, and Sauce Gardner. Well, Sauce is a rookie. He's not going there. Justin Jefferson's only in his third year. Chase is in his third year. Yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to sign all of them. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see here. Greg, got a long one here. Great coverage this season. Keys to the last game. Offense. Start a game in zone blocking versus gap like we did versus the Bills. Mahomes made incredible throws to the second team and practice squad. We did not handle Kelsey this time. The 2 long throws were into double coverage on the last drive. Yeah, and I will say this. I noticed this on the field. The deep ball that Joe threw to T. Higgins that got tipped up and intercepted. I can't remember if it was Trenton Irwin or Hurst. It was one of those, or it could have been, one of those two. To me, from where I was standing at, it looked like they were open for a first down, and Joe took the shot. I will never be upset with being aggressive. He trusts his guys. I mean, because you can look, the play, I think it was the drive before that, or maybe it was the drive after that. He did the same thing. He threw it up in double coverage for Jamar Chase, went up and got it. So, yeah, I saw where he could have taken, the shorter pass for the first down and not thrown at the tee. But, I mean, look, it batted up in the air, and it happened to bounce into the guy's hands. They could have batted up in the air, and he could have not got it. I mean, if you look at the touchdown, was it to go up by 20? I can't remember. Mike Hilton's diving for the ball, and I swear the ball just missed his hands. But I'm watching the game like, oh, my goodness, he was so close to getting that. You got that one. And then where we stop him, and they reach the ball for the first down, Jesse Bates is right there trying to smack the ball out of his hand. If he misses it by that much. If he smacks the ball out of his hand, it's a fumble. It's just there's so many. It's when you have two teams that are this evenly matched, it's going to come down to a last play or a mistake. And that's exactly what happened. We made a mistake and gave them and went from a over 50-yard field goal to a chip shot. So, yes, you can roll back through all these other things and all this other stuff. And yes, I mean, you can always do that. But when you have two teams this close, I mean, last year was that close. The thing is, the difference is this year, the Bengals are a better team than they were last year. The Bengals have more confidence this year than they did last year. I mean, Kansas City was scared. I mean, I heard people say, oh, Kansas City wanted it more. I'm like, what does want it more mean? They beat us by 3 points. I mean, that's another thing I get sick and tired. Like, Kansas City Chiefs, they just wanted it more. You don't think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Zach Taylor wanted to win the freaking game? I mean, what is Patrick Mahomes just stomp around. We're going to win. He's walking around so his stupid ankle doesn't swell up on him. If you guys have ever sprained an ankle or anything like that, if you sit, it gets stiff over there. And it was cold as hell. So, yes, he's walking around and he's talking to the guys. You're right. But it's mostly to keep his ankle from stiffening up. So this whole what they wanted more. Another thing that just drives me nuts. They beat us by 3 points. I'm like, they wanted it more. That just to me think, oh, they kicked your ass. No, they didn't. Like, we gave them a 15-yard penalty. The kick would have been about 50 yards before that penalty. They either were going to try and kick it or they had to try to get in our playoff. That's what happened. It wasn't they wanted it more. It wasn't that this. In the actual game, the play on the field, their defensive line played better than our offensive line because we had 3 starters out. And sorry, Chris Jones is really damn good. I had a lot to do with it. Let's see here. Holy smokes. Greg here. You guys are killing the chat. I love it. Greg, we got to keep Von Bell. We got to keep one of them. We have to keep one. If you're not going to sign Bates, you got to sign Bell. What route do we go in the first round? First, I have not done any deep dives into, but first thought is obviously going to depend on which way the draft falls. But it is, from my opinion, it's either an offensive lineman or you're going secondary again, and that's kind of what we said last year, and it has nothing to do with, you know, I think our offensive line is bad and we need improvement. I think our offensive line, when healthy, is pretty good. You can always use depth pieces. You can always draft offensive linemen. You can always use them. You can always find spots for them. Secondary, we're going to need it because of who we might lose, or who we might not resign. That's where I'm at. To me, that's where our majority of our draft is going to be in, I think, this year. All right, Ken, how do you feel about Jax Carmen left tackle if Collins isn't ready? Williams playing right tackle, or to utilize his speed, getting out in front of pulling and leading the way. If they keep Collins, and they're good with Jonah Williams at left tackle, then yeah, Jax Carmen's playing right until he gets back. And I think, now I have a question for the chat here. Do you think Jackson Carman play has pushed him past Akeem Adeniji? Say they go with Collins and they go with Jonah at our left and right tackles again. Is Jackson Carman the first guy off the bench? Is he your swing tackle? Is he the guy you bring in for the extra goal line, the extra offensive lineman, which is what Adeniji did a lot this year? I kind of think they do. Stranger, I hope we get Zach Kuntz tight end out of Dominion, 6'8". I'll give you that too. I'm glad you brought that up. Tight end could be another one that they draft too as well. So yeah, first round. We're just starting. So first pick, offensive line, tight end, or secondary. I'm glad you brought that up, Stranger. Thank you. Zach Kuntz, tight end out of Old Dominion, 6'8", 251 pounds, 4.57 40. Day 3 guy. Good hands, great route, and good blocker. He looks worth developing. And that's the whole tight end thing is, if we sign Hayden Hurst back, we still got to get a backup. I think Wilcox played better than I thought he would. I don't see Drew Sample coming back, but I do think if we sign Hayden back, we have to get at least a better backup for him. Ken, that line would be built with bigger guys and taking over. Yeah. If you have Jackson Carman in it, yes. I agree. There's so many. And the thing is, the way Jackson Carman played, this is a good problem to have. This is a really good problem to have. A guy who, to me, he proved he can play tackle. You play in the division round in Buffalo, and you play as good as he did. Then you turn around and you play in Kansas City as good as he did. I think he's proven he can play left tackle in the league. This is a good problem to have. That's where I'm not like we have offensive line issues. They didn't stay healthy. and these guys are backups. And they're like, well, we need to get better backups. Okay. But we weren't saying that last week against Buffalo. Chris Jones is a really good defensive player. So they're backups for a reason. If there's, it's just, anyway. Greg. The Bengals held them to 20 points. We'll take that all day. Exactly. Perfect. Great point. Great point. We'll take that all day. We just didn't get our typical 25 plus points. Yes. Again, because our offensive line did not hold up. And people are like, we didn't run the ball. Well, they tried. They couldn't run the ball as good as they were. Could they have tried it a little more? Yes, they could have tried it a little more. But if they give Joe time, Joe's going to carve them up. That's the thing that killed it. Joe got sacked 5 times. If that offensive line could hold up like it did against the Bills, I think Joe carves them up. I do. To me, that's the whole key to the whole thing. Their defensive line outplayed our offensive line. Ken, the Chiefs fans can say what they want. Say what they want. What they want yes, they were scared big time last quarter. I know they were. I was sitting behind a couple of them. Yes, they were scared. Joe Burrow has that ball with 2 minutes left. I'm like, dude, we're going to win this thing. I'm thinking in my head. I didn't say it because I said that in the 2015 playoff game, and we all know what happened there. I'm thinking we're going to win this game. And then when they sacked him for the 5th time, I'm like, oh my goodness. I didn't expect that to happen. That's where Chandler Jones had a hell of a game. Now, one thing you could say this: why wasn't there anybody back there to help chip him, double team him? That would have helped, but we didn't do that. Jerome, who do they bring back at long snapper? Trey was held on that last play too. That's the only thing that pisses me off. I mean, Cal Adamitis did okay. Clark Harris has still never had an unplayable snap. If he's healthy, I think it's Clark's job. I mean, he got hurt in the very first game of the season. It would have been if he's healthy and he can still snap the ball like he has been, I think it's Clark. I mean, that's just my opinion, but who knows? Let's see here. The Bengals need a fourth wide receiver with some speed. That would not hurt. I mean, I like Trenton Taylor, but getting another burner wouldn't be bad. Todd, it's a must. We find a better backup QB this year. I'm sorry, Todd. Out of all the things we have going on this team, finding a backup quarterback is one of the lowest things. Did Brandon Allen play this year? No. If Brandon Allen plays, we're probably going to not have a good season. If we have a backup quarterback that has to play for a long period of time, no matter what the backup quarterback is, we're probably not going to go very far. Brandon Allen's fine. Maybe they'll go get somebody else out, but Joe likes Brandon Allen. Zach likes Brandon Allen. I don't even think that's on the radar, to be honest. Andrew, I like our defensive line, but we cannot pressure the quarterback, and we were 29th in the NFL in sacks. See, okay, if you rewatch the game, we got a lot of pressure on Mahomes. No, we didn't get there because Mahomes is getting rid of the ball fast. So that's another thing. These quarterbacks get rid of the ball fast. If Joseph Ossai plays like he did, and he's got another year on his belt and he improves, I think our pass rushing is going to be even better. Yes, you can always improve it. I'm not disagreeing with you that we shouldn't improve it. Yes, we should, but it's not. I would say it's one of. I don't want to say it's not a priority. It's always a priority on your team. If you can improve your pass rush, you're going to. So that's where, I know the numbers, but a lot of times we got there and they just got rid of the ball, and that could be we didn't get there fast enough. Yeah, so I'm kind of talking it out in my head as we're doing this. Like I said, you can always improve your defensive line, but our defensive line played pretty damn good. If Joseph Ossai can improve on what he did, it's gonna be awesome. That's where I'm at, Kenny. Ken says Clark's the long snapper if he's healthy. I think so. Let's see here. Dennis. It is the Bengals offense coordinator and offense coordinator. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. All right, so actually, who was it? Trags. I had this up here. Let me see. Where did I have this at? Hold on. I had it on because they had a bet line or bet on. I got it written down. Bet online put their odds for coaches basically to be signed or hired, and they don't even have on Bet Online. They don't even have odds for Lou Dini, Lou Anarumo, or Brian Callahan. They're not even on the list of odds for coaching candidates. Now I know Brian and Lou both went and interviewed for the Arizona Cardinals job. But to me, is that a job you really want? I know there's only 32 of them. But I'm not sure that's one that you really want. I don't know. That's just kind of and I think the Bengals, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but they did a pretty smart thing. They went and extended Pitch, the Bengals quarterback coach. To me, that says that they are planning for the future of losing Callahan, but also they're paying their coaches, which is one thing Bengals didn't do in the past. So maybe they'll offer Brian Callahan more money and Lou more money, and they stay here. But as far as Bet Online, they don't have them listed as at odds at all as far as getting a head coaching job. Because they literally just got their interviews. I think they're doing them this week. So we'll see. Let's see here. Pork chop. Allen played against the Carolina. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. You're right. He did play against Carolina. You are correct. My bad. He did play one game when we were blowing him out. You are correct on that. Pork chop. This one. Mike. If we lose, who do we get as our defensive coordinator? I think Marion Hobby. That's my. I don't think they're going to go outside. I don't think they're going to go outside the organization. They're not going to go and bring somebody in here who isn't already in the building, who hasn't already worked with these guys. I think they've got too much chemistry, too much stuff set in stone. I think it's going to be a hire from within, and I think Marion Hobby would be the guy. Brandon says, wasn't we top 10 in pressures? I don't know offhand. All these numbers sometimes make it look like we didn't have that good of a defense, but if you look at, to me, it's how many points did they score? I mean, there's so many times, what was it, 4 games in a row where we let teams not score in the second half? We got a really good defense. I'm not really worried about defense. We're just going to keep the guys we got. Let's see. Stranger. If we ever have to play a backup QB for a large part of the season, I'm okay with him being bad. We need Joe for Lombardi, so if he's out, we might as well draft as high as possible. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if Joe gets hurt, unless you got, Tom Brady as your backup, which that ain't going to happen. Most of the time, your backup quarterback is a backup quarterback. Doesn't matter if he's considered the best backup quarterback or not. Like Chad Henne, Chad Henne came in and did a great job for the Chiefs in their first playoff game and, had a long drive. He's only in there for a couple of drives. He wasn't in there for multiple games. Brandon Allen can do that same thing if Joe gets hurt for a little while. So that's where I'm like, people hold this backup quarterback so high. I remember me and Jeremy got in an argument about this like 2 years ago. It's not that big. Yes, it's more. The backup quarterback, his bigger job is to be there to support the starting QB and bounce things off back and forth against them. Like, all right, hey, I'm seeing this while you're out there. Okay, that's cool because I thought I saw this. That's what a backup quarterback most important job is helping the starting QB. And yes, he has to be ready to go in the game. You're correct. But most of the time, they're a backup for a reason. You're most likely not going to go to the Super Bowl with a backup. It's happened before. It's happened twice. I mean, Hostetler did it with the Giants and Foles did it with the Eagles. It has happened. But how many other teams have lost their quarterback for the season and it's went downhill? So that's where I'm okay with Brandon Allen. There's lots of other stuff we got to do other than worry about that. Greg, yes, he thinks Osai is going to eat next year. I do too. I think he's going to come back with a vengeance and have a hell of a season. Final feast. Could the Bengals possibly find that one O-line player to be with Joe for a while in the draft? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just starting to do draft stuff. Dale's going to be on the show. He's going to come on Friday. He's been doing draft stuff already. If you guys want to check out Bengals and Brews Twitter, they're already blowing it up. I don't know enough about the draft right now to see if any of those guys would fall that far. Because usually you're not getting a starting, not usually, I mean, you can. Usually not getting a starting caliber offensive lineman that far down in the draft. Usually that far down in the draft, you're not getting a starting player. I mean, you're not. If you're drafting that low in the draft, you're drafting for depth. We're not drafting for starters because the talent isn't there. Now, can it be? Absolutely. It sure can be. It just depends on the guy. Greg. Make Lou assistant head coach, pay him more, and have him have Timmons, a special teams, report to him. Need a better punt return game. I do agree. That is the punt return. We've got to figure something out with that. I mean, I was happy that Trent Taylor caught the ball this year. We didn't have the issues with that. But we do need to get somebody out there that can make a play when we need it. So I do agree with that we do need that is which you can find a punt return, fourth or fifth round. That's where which somebody else said earlier that could be your fourth wide receiver with speed if we can get that. Maybe he can also be a punt returner as well. Stranger, I'd be okay with losing Callahan because it's the only way to shake up play calling without losing Zach. But dear God, please don't let us lose Ludini. I think we're all in the same boat on that, Stranger. I love Callahan. I think, and I don't think, and honestly, I'm sorry, I don't think when you put Pitch up there as the offensive coordinator, which is what I think would happen if Callahan leaves. I don't think the play calling changes that much different because I think they're all on the same page. Maybe it changes a little bit, but the play calling wasn't the issues here. Yes, they could have ran a little more. We can always say they can run a little more. Hell, Andy Reid has gotten accused of not running the ball enough. So that's nothing with NFL coaches. So, but yes, I agree. If we have to choose between Brian Callahan and Ludini, I want to keep Ludini. Which I'm not calling him Anarumo or Armadillo anymore. He's Ludini. I want to keep him really badly. Pork chop, my boy. 7 games in a row that the team didn't score. Yeah, thank you. 7 games in a row that the score did not score in the second half. 8 is the record by Detroit. You are correct. That was a while ago. I forgot that. We were 1 game away from setting or tying the record. Andrew, what do you think the reason for the offensive slow start again for the Chiefs was? Our offensive line. Their defensive line was putting pressure on our offensive line. I've said this a million times. The game is won or lost in the trenches. It comes down, it's real simple. You stop them from running the ball, you get pressure on the quarterback, you're probably going to win. We couldn't run the ball. They got pressure on our quarterback. They won by 3 points, which we gave to them. That's what happens to our offense. What we need to do next year, and this is where I think the Bengals are going to be more focused on this. I'm kind of curious if Zach's going to change things up a little bit to try to get off to a better start, to go after that number 1 seed. Because the Chiefs have had it for 5 years in a row. 5 years in a row, you've had to go to Arrowhead to go to the Super Bowl. Next year, it needs to be in Paycor. So, and that's the other thing I go back to. If La'el Collins is healthy, do you bring him back and you just have the same 5 guys there that were there most 99% of the season, almost the entire season? Those guys were there together. You don't have to worry about trying to get offensive line chemistry. You don't have to worry about Joe Mixon or whoever the running back is trusting the line, trusting where the holes are at. Because those were the issues at the beginning of the season. If you guys remember when we started 0-2, that was the biggest reason. Joe had no time to throw the ball, and we had no holes for the running backs to run through. So my point is and I think they're going to do this. They've got to get that number 1 seed. It's going to be more of a emphasis on getting off to a better start. And I hope to God this is a normal offseason for Joe Burrow. Jackpot, his rookie year was 2020. His second year, he recovered from a knee injury. His third year, he had a freaking appendectomy. Please, God, just let him have a normal offseason. If Joe could just have a normal offseason, that would be really nice. It's scary to see what he can do. If Joe has a normal offseason, we get everybody back on the offensive line. And they're all nice and healthy, and they're all going as a fist, like Dave Lapham always says, all in the same direction. I think we're going to get off to a better start. And that, to me, is the key to this whole – that's key. We cannot lose a stupid game to the damn Steelers. Our first game of the year, which we still should have won that one. We can't lose a game to a backup quarterback in Dallas. We need to go out there, and we need to get off to a 5-0, 9-0, 10-0 start. That's what the Bengals need to do next year. And I really think they're going to put a big emphasis on that this year, more than they had before. So I'm wondering if Zach is going to push them a little bit more in training camp to make sure that they are ready full go week 1. Let's see here. Brandon. The Cards. What? The Cards are our biggest threat, in my opinion, of taking. Oh, really? Lou from us? I don't know. I'll try to read this guy. The Cards are the biggest threat in taking Lou from us. They seem to be leaning toward a head coach that's defensive direction. I'll feel a lot better when the Cards head coach position is filled. I could see that, yeah, because they already want the offensive direction. I'm with you. I'll feel better when it's filled, but like I said, according to Bet Online, they didn't have any odds for Lou to get a job. So, Rick the Rock, what's going on? Chiefs are going nowhere. They will lose. I hope so. Fly, Eagle, fly. Brandon, we have to get our run game figured out. Yeah, we got to get more consistent. I don't disagree with that. We do have to get more consistent. We had too many games where Mixon looked awesome. Then we had other games where it was non-existent. And my question is, and I don't know the answer, is that Joe Mixon losing a step or whatever? Which I say that, and then he goes and kills Buffalo. Or was it the incohesiveness of the offensive line? Because, there's time he had a 5 touchdown game. I do agree we have to get more consistent there. I don't know what the answer is. I do know having the same 5 guys on the offensive line and healthy all year would help. But we had those guys there, and Joe Mixon still didn't have a lot of consistency. So I'm agreeing with that. We do have to get more consistent on there. I don't have an answer for it. Greg, a busted appendix is life-threatening. Remove an appendix is not. Dude lost 20 pounds. His appendix bust and they removed it. So did mine. I didn't even lose that weight. I wish I would have lost weight when I had mine. Taken that a couple years ago. Pork chop. Hopefully they learned their lesson on resting starters throughout the preseason. I think that hurt us a bit going into the season. Yes and no. I know everybody keeps saying that. I think what hurt us more is the offensive line needed to play more. They needed to play more in the preseason. That's what they need to do, since it was basically five new guys. They didn't play together before. There's just lots of teams that rest their, like 90% of the teams in the NFL rest their guys in preseason. So I like I said, I keep saying, looking back, that the 0-2 start was more of the offensive line not being cohesive, not knowing what the other guy's doing next to him. So that part is where I think Zach kind of could have played those guys more. The thing is, it's a fine line because you don't want to go play them too much and then get somebody hurt. You get somebody hurt, basically get out of preseason, get ready to play, and be healthy as you can. That's it, because we're playing 17 games. They're going to play 18 games here soon. They start playing 18 games. Nobody's playing in the preseason. 18 freaking games is a long damn season. 17 games is a long damn season. We started in September. It's February 1st. We just stopped last week. That's 6 months. You get 1 week off. That's where I'm like, I don't agree that we had to play them. Yeah, maybe play them a little bit more. But damn it, man, they play a lot. And football is hard. And that's why there's so many quarterbacks getting hurt this year, because they play so many games. And they're talking about doing 18. I agree they should have with the offensive line. It wouldn't hurt, but I just don't know. I'm too worried about getting somebody hurt. I don't want to start off slow again. I want to start off all firing. I think we're going to have a better shot at that this year, because we're going to have most likely the same 5 guys on the offensive line, as long as La'el Collins is healthy. Most likely it's going to be the same guys. The thing is, Jackson Carman can continue to develop behind these guys. And once we let Jonah or La'el go, then Jackson is your plug-and-play tackle there. Which, again, it's not a bad situation to be in, people. Jackson Carman made our offensive line depth better, because he wasn't even dressing for half the games this whole season. He's going to be dressed for every game next year. Playing or not, he's going to be in uniform. Let's see here. Dallas, what's up, my boy? I hope we sign Bell back, maybe Apple. I mean, he didn't play that bad. I know people don't like him, but he wasn't bad according to PFF, and he did pretty well. Yeah, I'm like, I said this earlier in the show. I don't know if they signed Apple. I think I said I could see them signing him, but also I can see him letting him go. And I'm okay with signing him, but he's not our starting cornerback next year. CTB, Ken Taylor-Britt, and Cheetah Bay are our 2 starting cornerbacks next year. Eli is a backup, and hopefully next year he can actually be a backup because he hasn't been able to be a backup the last 2 years. We've had to rely on him. So if we actually keep him in that backup role, I think that helps him out and it helps the team out. Let's see here. Brandon. Jeez, I'm already an hour into this. Holy crap. All right, I don't need to get off here. Having fun talking to you guys. Didn't even realize it was that long. All right, Brandon. I don't know if us not playing our starters in the preseason, we're on a drive away from going to the bowl. Exactly. That's where we lost by 3 points. That's where Twitter's blowing up. You can go, well, we should have done this. We should have done that. We lost by 3 points to a really good team, a really evenly matched team against us. My point is we have our starting offensive line, and you give Jackpot Joe Burrow more time. Kansas City doesn't want that. You beat us by 3. You got all the calls. We gave you a 15-yard penalty, and you only beat us by 3 points. As Travis Kelce said, know your role and shut your mouth because you have no room to talk crap to us. You beat us by 3 points. That's it. You are damn lucky you won that game. All right, let's get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream, and I appreciate every single one of them. They are Who Dey Nation, Who Dey Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar. They can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trunapole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'll be pulling the sound off later on tonight, putting on the podcast. It's on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to rate, like, and review. If you don't mind, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Leave a comment on Spotify so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers, you guys are awesome. Our 2,100 subscribers. I appreciate everybody who reached out. My mother-in-law is at home. My wife's down there helping her out. Just keep her in your thoughts and prayers. I hopefully she continues to get better and can get back to normal as fast as she can. Just to let everybody know, my son of Ice, is working on a video of our trip, mine, his, and Bridget's trip to the AFC Championship game. Hopefully it'll be out sometime this week. You guys can check it out. When it's out, I will put it out there. Everybody who's wanting to know why I didn't play, they got to play us. Well, there is a portion of the video that the NFL has copyrighted me on. So I got to figure out what part that is and fix it and do all kinds of stuff. So I do love that song. I didn't give up on it. I just haven't had time to edit it. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. We will be back. I will have, I think, maybe Cincy James on the show tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I got Dale will be on Friday. We can start talking draft. Got the Senior Bowl this weekend. I really can't wait to get through these next 2 weeks, get the Super Bowl over with. I don't know about you guys. I will be watching the Super Bowl. I love the Super Bowl. I love football. So I pretty much watch anything and everything football. So I'll probably watch the Senior Bowl this weekend. Anyway, other than that, Bearcats play tonight at 7 o'clock. It's on ESPN Plus. I hope you guys got it. You can watch it there. Hopefully Bearcats win. I think that's everything. Ready? Other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black, and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, Who Dey, we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping, nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud, yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl, now we beasting now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes be tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in in the jungle we unite in Drippin' orange and black is like all day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who got 'em, who rockin' on? Stripes. Now who